approaching the Vidal Campsite. Very green and lush. This is an open camp, so animals can come in. We will give you a full review of this campsite, as there has been a lot of positive and negative remarks about the facilities, etc.
Okay, Vidal Curio shop.
Picnic site, toilet. There's probably here.
Reception is here is the office and reception, where there is Wi-Fi available if you really need something urgent. The password is up behind the counter, and what is strange is that you enter, you come here, you enter over there, you come here to pay, and then you backtrack and you drive down into the campsite and you sign in there at security. If you're going for the day, you drive straight past to the beach. So the shop down by the beach only stocks ice cream. And what does this shop stock?
They've got the basics.
Yeah?
Firewood, charcoal, blitz, ice cream, cool drink, ice, and a few basic things like baked beans and
Okay.
trinkets like that.
So you won't starve if you're here?
No, you won't starve.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's head into the campsite.
Yes.
So this sign is everywhere in the camp, because there's been some bad press and there's a lot of animals in the camp. But we will talk about that when we do our rating about what we think about the safety. The top side gets a lot more sun. We decided to camp at the bottom closer to the beach, but there is not a lot of sun. So in the winter I would recommend this row, and in the summer down by the shade. We didn't want to camp here because we thought there's going to be too much traffic past us, and there you are more private. They are definitely trying to catch the hyena and maybe some other animals, because there is a trap out, one of those falling gate traps, to catch it. Because there's been some bad press, because as far as I know, somebody tried to tackle the hyena and then obviously got bitten. But yeah, that story is not 100% confirmed. There's various versions of that story. See what I mean with beautiful visitors in the campground? This is where we decided to camp, because you have a bit of a barrier between you and your neighbors. We didn't have neighbors when we arrived, but there's neighbors here now. And somebody's already made a fire there. So I'm going to make a fire there. And Karina's been building a braai for me by collecting rocks. Thank you, honey bunny. Here is some more of the day visitor parking, and the road down to the parking at the bottom. And there's a long beach stretching all the way. And this is the easiest access to the beach. There's one shop, lifeguards, toilets, and you walk over there to the beach, over there to the beach, and here you can park your boats. And there's a lot of day visitors coming. And that just comes for a game drive and then come to the beach. Even a fuel station. Doesn't look very popular, but there was a guy here fixing the pump, so I presume they're working. We haven't used it at all. And the log cabins are over there. Lovely. beach here at Cape Vidal. And a very nice snorkeling spot, very washy, all along that ridge there, out. And we were warned there can be quite a current at high tide, so best to come at low tide. Saw quite a bit of big fish, and a smattering of all different smaller fish, but the visibility wasn't that great. The wash kicks up a lot of sand. Campsites vary in size. Some is quite large, and there's one or two that's quite small. They do not have any fireplaces, so bring your own. There's a bin, power, and a water tap. See, these are very small. Doesn't look like a lot. They are quite sandy, most of them. The sea is just over the dune. Hello. And the access is over there. Not possible for the wheelchair. And there's 3 blocks of ablutions, and there is outdoor showers. I haven't been to ablutions, and I'll show that to you now. We've been told they're very dilapidated, but they don't look that, and it looks like they are upgrading. That's your access to the beach. So washing line and very old outside sinks. I mean, it can be spick and span, and it's not. Okay, there's some light mist coming from somewhere in the roof when the wind blows. So yeah, they can be newer, but they are functional. Drains are working. Toilet doesn't have water, and they're definitely doing some work here because there's temporary piping. So hopefully that will improve. I'm obviously here a little bit too early. The toilets are definitely working and clean. So yes, like some other KZN places, I would say clean but tired. And in this case, busy with renovations. From some of the comments, I thought it was unusable. Obviously, people have been here a while ago, or they're exaggerating, or their standards is much higher than ours. And it's time for us to give you some tips and advice on camping at Cape Vidal, plus to rate our experience. We are staying here for 3 nights. Karin's been to the beach twice. For me it was a bit more difficult, so I went once. So honey, any tips for people that want to camp here?
Well, I would say look at your campsite, and then also look up for the berries, because there's quite a few campsites of purple berries that will stain your car a lot.
And they attract the monkeys.
Oh, and the birds. And lots of the birds comes around once a day. And then just, it's lovely to camp here, but just close everything for the vervets. Excuse me. Because they are super smart, and they watch you like a hawk. So the moment
and they are
turn,
very quick.
Yeah.
I was sitting in the car with the door open, and he jumped in and grabbed something, and I made a horrible noise, and he dropped it and jumped out. So they are really, really unexpectedly fast.
Yeah. What else? There's lots of other wildlife here, which is really nice.
Yes.
Bushbuck.
Pack away your braai at night, because we had servants, and they stayed around the camp until I put the braai away, and then they left. So don't leave anything with a meat flavor or a taste, pots and pans, outside at night.
There's also a honey badger that comes around at night. He hasn't visited us, but apparently there is.
Yes.
Yeah, just the monkeys. They just watch you. You don't really think or realize how they watch you, and then the moment you step away, yeah.
And then we didn't use our bin, although the campsite does have a bin. We didn't use the bin at all. We kept all our trash inside. And then in the mornings, every morning somebody comes around to collect it, and we just give it to him directly.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any trash, that will also help alleviate the problem.
I think they do say that you allowed 1 bag of trash per day. There's on the notice board, there's like 1 bag of trash a day, and even like you said, even though there's bins, it's better to give it to the guy.
And bring small bags for your trash, so you don't have to use a big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Each campsite has a tap, a bin, and electricity. There are no braai facilities though, so we had to braai on the sand.
No. And other people have been braaiing on the sand, so it seems to be acceptable. And then please pick up your small pieces of trash. Where we were camping, somebody obviously cut a lot of cable ties and they just dropped it in the sand, and it's very difficult to spot. Karen has been like a magician picking up cable ties, small little pieces. People have been obviously shooting the monkeys with marbles. We've picked up a lot of marbles, and it's very difficult to pick these things up in the loose sand, and most of the campsites is just sand.
And you must also accept that the vervets are here, so I mean they get preference. Please don't shoot them. I mean,
yes,
they are just inquisitive little animals who want to eat something nice. So you are in their territory now. Don't shoot them, please.
Yes, okay. And then now it's time to rate the campsite. So what would you rate it for facilities specifically?
I would go for 3. The bathrooms are a bit tired. It looks like they upgraded the one, but the other one is still, clean but tired.
Very tired.
Yeah.
So this is end of October 2025. And it looks like it's already has been improved since the reviews we read.
Yeah.
So it's getting better and better. As they seems to be managing the animals better, they are slowly upgrading the facilities.
I mean, this is really nice. I didn't know about this park, but it's so nice to be able to go to the beach during the day, and then tomorrow morning you can go on a game drive, and there's possibility that you can see the Big 5. So you basically have the best of both worlds. So it's really nice. You must just be a bit considerate.
And then we paid $288 for 2 people. We got pensioner rates because I'm in a wheelchair. So value for money, I think it's pretty good for what you are getting. But you must add to that, there's a once-off entry fee into the park, plus a 7 rand per day fee for camping here. But that's a once-off fee. Entering, I think it was $260. Plus 7 rand per person per day for camping.
And that you paid at the gate.
Yes, before
as you enter the park, but not at the campsite. So we did like a nice drive, and then we only paid for our camping here at Cape at the campsite.
Okay, and then location. I love this location, so I would rate this at a minimum of 4, maybe 4.5. Or what do you think, honey?
I like it as well, 4.5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect location. So I hope you found this video helpful, and if you've liked it, please remember to like it and hit subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, subscription is free, and that will mean you will get notified of more of our campsite reviews. And if you really want to support us, head over to patreon.com/fearless on 4 wheels and subscribe and see all our adventure and travel videos. Thank you very much for watching.
Bye-bye.